What's up, Soul Family and everyone out there in the world? This is Moonology and this is going to be a mid-season check-in for Mercury transitioning the sign of Cancer. Now, I hope all of y'all had the first half of Mercury transitioning the sign of Cancer. And with that being said, Mercury being in Cancer in general is going to have all of our thoughts and the way we communicate in Cancer energy, which Cancer is cardinal water, initiating and creating new ways of feeling the emotions. So, with that being said, all of our thoughts, well, that's what I just said, but Cancer itself was born out of the 4th house of family, privacy, and people that you consider, that are close to you that you consider family. So, let's start off with the collective. I'm going to shuffle this deck 2 more times. And this deck being the Universal Celtic Tarot deck. And then pull 9 cards plus an overall from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck. And then move to the all signs portion, Aries through Pisces. Now, with that being said, let me shuffle this one more time and I'll begin drawing the cards for the collective. One more time, and draw. Keep in mind that that Mercury is opposite Pluto right now, so we could be thinking opposite to how we're supposed to take power and control and transform our business and status. So, with that being said, it can be a heavy time during this time. And let's begin. Alright, so for the collective, the overall card of the reading is the 5 of Swords. So, we are feeling defeated about something, whether that be a circumstance or situation that we were once a part of. Alright, but we do feel a sense of defeat dealing with our thoughts and communication with this Cancer energy. Now, with the first card being the Devil card, this is talking about us being in the energies of fear or spheres of reality by agreeing with negative thoughts and feelings and negative perspectives from those negative thoughts and feelings. Remember that you as a spirit are no thing, no shape, no form, only agreeing with thoughts and feelings. So do your best to get rid of the negative thoughts and feelings, and transmute them into positive thoughts and feelings during this last half of Mercury being in the sign of Cancer. Now, this next card that we get is the 2 of Pentacles. So since I just said about Pluto being in Capricorn and Pluto being opposite of this Mercury transit, being in the sign of Cancer, we may be juggling whether or not we should continue to do something in the material world. If it's best for your betterment of your well-being and your highest good, keep doing it. Alright, keep pushing on regardless if you think opposite towards whatever this is, dealing with the material world, which I feel like is a business. Keep pushing forward during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now with our third card being the 7 of Pentacles, this is us planning on how long we want to continue to do this goal or aspiration or business. Mind you, if it's meant to be for you, then it's gonna then you will move into what's best for you and what's meant to happen for you. And don't let impatience get in the way, because the 7 of Pentacles is like, well, it's like kind of like impatientness as well, because it may be like you putting business out there and you wondering whether or not you should continue or not, and how long you think you should continue to do what you're doing in the material world. So, if it's meant to be, once again, and it's for your highest good, then continue to do so with whatever it is that you are doing. Now with your next card being the Knight of Pentacles, this is us taking a slow, practical, and methodical approach to whatever it is that we are working on, and thinking very practically about it. But we also may be holding ourselves back due to Pluto and Mercury being opposite to one another, as well as Saturn being in Aquarius retrograding, so that could be in conjunction of how we're supposed to think, dealing with a reality. Now, with the next card being the Five of Cups, there may be something that we are still looking back on in a previous situation or circumstance. Remind you that Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, and Pluto are all in retrograde during this moment. And Pluto is in Capricorn retrograde, so this is past ways of how we took power and control over our business and status. Saturn is in Aquarius retrograde, so this is past ways of how we gain security through associations. Jupiter being in Aquarius, it's in 0 degrees Pisces, so this is past ways of how we, of mutable water / fixed air, dealing with moral systems and people, places, and things that we experienced and associate ourselves with. So, keep in mind that if it's meant to be, or not meant to be, sorry, there's a coin. Anyways, we may need to leave what isn't serving us in the past and turn around and walk away from whatever it is that isn't serving us during this moment. Alright? And Neptune being in Pisces retrograde, this is past ways of how dreams and illusions, dealing with mutable water, which is mutable and adaptable to your own and other people's ways of feeling the emotions. And last but not least, well, yeah, that was the last. Okay, never mind. Moving on to the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords is talking about us overworrying, dealing with anxiety. We may be having trouble sleeping at night. Do your best to create higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings to counteract this negative thoughts that we are dealing with at this time. Now with the Seven of Wands, the Seven of Wands is talking about us feeling like we need to guard ourselves, or we are dealing with negative visions that we need to create higher perspectives about, and positive thoughts and feelings in order to have positive visions to counteract these negative visions that we are feeling the need to defend ourselves from. Now with the second to last card, we get the Wheel of Fortune. So this is talking about cycles and going through cycles of life. We even could be going through new cycles at this time, but war with the changes during this time and any changes that may come up, and don't think or communicate opposite towards the changes that are happening in your life, or the cycles that are happening in your life as well. Now the last card, but definitely not least, from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck is the Knight of Cups. So this is talking about us going emotionally towards what we want and desire. Very momentum. Well, this is a card of momentum with the emotional realm. Moving very emotionally towards, again, what we want and desire. Now, I'm going to shuffle the Waite Tarot deck and pull one card for each card out of the Universal Tarot deck to clarify each card out of the Universal Celtic Tarot deck. Now, for the overall, you get the Seven of Swords. Alright? So, we may not want to accept defeat during this time, because the Seven of Swords popped up. We may be self-deceiving ourselves during this time. Don't let this defeat that we feel defeated about with a certain situation or circumstance, or people, places, and things, just turn us into the energy of self-deception, or have us be in the energy of self-deception during this time. Create higher perspectives and don't deceive yourself during this time. Create positive thoughts and feelings moving forward. Now, with the Devil card is clarified by the Six of Wands. So even though we may be dealing with fear or spheres of reality by agreeing with negative thoughts and feelings, if we can manage to create positive thoughts and feelings and higher perspectives moving forward, we will reach a place of victory. Alright? We will be feeling victorious in the future. Don't let this feel of reality get to you and counteract this feel of reality. Okay, you agreeing with negative thoughts and feelings, or us agreeing with negative thoughts and feelings, and create positive thoughts and feelings and higher perspectives to reach this victorious energy in the future. Alright? Moving forward. Now with the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles is clarified by the Four of Wands. So we may be juggling because a situation around, but if as long as we act in the energies for the best of our well-being, in our highest good, we will be a place of feeling at home. Alright? This is a home card. This also is a card of marriage, so some of us could be getting married, but that's not everyone. But don't let the juggling deter you from what it is that you feel called to do, because you are coming into the energies of being in a happy home. Now, with the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles is clarified by the Two of Wands. So this is also a card of planning, just like the Seven of Pentacles, but the Seven of Pentacles is more like whether or not we should continue, or how long we should continue working on a project or goal or aspiration or business. The Two of Wands is talking about just planning in general for the future. So plan what's best for you and the betterment of your well-being and your highest good. Now with the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles is clarified by the Two of Swords. So with the Two of Swords clarifying the Knight of Pentacles, we may be in a spot of deciding whether or not we should go through with something, and it's coming from us thinking practically and moving slowly towards what we want and desire, but do what's best for you once again to alleviate this energy. Now with the Five of Cups, the Five of Cups is clarified by the Ten of Wands. So we are looking in the past because there are burdens that we are still carrying from the past, right? We need to drop these burdens and continue to move forward instead of looking in the past, so that we can move forward into a better future for ourselves. Now with the Knight of Swords, we get the Page of Swords clarifying the Nine of Swords. So with the Page of Swords clarifying the Nine of Swords, this is a card of adaptability. So we may be getting negative thoughts because we're doing the best we can to adapt to our situation and circumstance that we are presently in. Do your best to not let this get to you and have negative thoughts overwhelm you, but instead create positive thoughts and feelings in order to adapt to the situation at hand. But watch out for your communication, because the Page of Swords is a card about having a little bit immature communication. So with that being said, watch the communication before you do communicate. Now with the Seven of Wands, the Seven of Wands is clarified by the Page of Wands. So we are giving birth to a new vision, being dedicated and going after this vision when it comes to what we want and desire for our lives. But we may need to guard from thinking negatively about this vision that we have. Alright, don't transmute this positive vision into a negative vision moving forward. Now with the Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Fortune is clarified by the King of Pentacles. So we are in a position of having everything that we want and need in our lives, and let the cycles come fluidly into our lives. Don't let the fact that you have everything that you want and need make you selfish or self-centered or anything like that. Do your best to be a father figure during this time and share with what you have moving forward, and let cycles come in regardless of you having everything that you want and need in your life during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now with the Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, we get the Ace of Cups clarifying said Knight of Cups. So we are emotionally moving towards what we want and desire, because we've given birth to new love or new energy with an existing love. Alright? Like new emotions towards whatever we're wanting and desiring to do for our life. Now I'm going to pull 3 cards out of the Moonology Oracle deck to end the reading off. This ends to see what Mother Moon has to say to us through Moon. So the first card that we get from Mother Moon to us through me is New Moon in Gemini. Communication is key. So communicate about what you're wanting and desiring to do for your life during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Understand that communication is key during this time. Communicate the fears that you may be going through, or communicate about what it is that you need to let go, or just talk with yourself as well, that's what I also feel. Is talk yourself out of feeling this feel and feeling this if and or what situation that we are dealing with, and to decide correctly for the betterment of our well-being and our higher selves. Now, moving on to the next card from Mother Moon to us through me is Full Moon in Gemini. The answers you need are coming. So know that the answers you need are coming. There is nothing to be scared of. There is no let go of the burdens and start looking in the past, and adapt yourself to the situation and keep going after what you want and desire to do in your life, and know that the answers you need will come to us in each individually. Now, the third card for Mother Moon to us through me is Full Moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. So, with that being said, do your best to be practical during this time and to move in a practical way. Alright? Think very practical about what you want to do and plan in a very practical way so you can reach a state of success during this Mercury in Cancer transit. Now, moving on to the All Signs portion, and let me pick up these cards. I will have timestamps down below for each of the signs in the comment. And with that being said, we pick these up and we will begin starting with Aries. Alright, now, starting with Aries. Aries, you are squaring this energy, so you're learning how to put more emotions towards the feelings, and you being cardinal fire, initiating, creating new ways of seeing and feeling the emotions. You're going to have to learn how to put more emotions behind the visions that you are seeing and what you are feeling as a whole. So you will notice a cut, once again, phone ran out of space, but anyways, I cleared it all up and got space. So I'm starting with the all signs portion of this reading. Starting off with Aries. Now Aries, you are squaring this energy during the Mercury and Cancer transit that we are going through in the current moment. And with that being said, this is a learning process on learning how to put more emotions behind your cardinal energies. Now Aries is cardinal fire, so cardinal fire is initiating and creating new ways of seeing and feeling the emotions. And Aries was born out of the first house of individuality, self, and personal interests and affairs. Now, I'm going to pull 3 cards out for you, Aries, and plus all signs, and then pull 1 card out of the Waite deck, and then for each Universal Character Tarot card, then pull 3 cards out of the Moonology Oracle deck to end your portion of the reading off. So, let's pull your 3 cards out, and we will begin. So, your first card is the 9 of Swords. So, you could be dealing with negative thoughts during this time due to this learning process that you're going through with Mercury being the sign of Cancer. Aries doesn't really like to be in emotions. They are in their feelings, but they don't like to be in emotions. But you're learning how to put more emotions towards what you are feeling currently. Do your best to not initiate emotions into a negative way, which is represented by the 9 of Swords, by negative influences and negative thoughts that you're being influenced by, and instead create positive thoughts and feelings to counteract this negative energy that you are dealing with. Now your next card is the 3 of Swords. So with the Three of Swords, this is talking about a necessary sacrifice that is needing to make for yourself. You're needing to make for yourself. So with that being said, do what's best for you and your highest good moving forward, and make the necessary sacrifices that you need to put yourself in a better position than you are today. And know that these necessary sacrifices that you will make are going to be worth it. Now, your last but definitely not least card from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck is the King of Pentacles. So with the King of Pentacles, this is you having everything that you want and need, despite these negative thoughts that you may be influenced by, and despite this necessary sacrifice that you're currently needing to make. You are in a very abundant place in the material world, very happy place in the material world, and having everything that you want and need. And in this energy, you are grounded in the material world. Do not let this influence you to become selfish, because it took a long time for the King of Pentacles to get where it is today. Instead, be a father-like figure and share with what you got to those who deserve it. Now, moving on to clarifying your cards. So, with that being said, your first card, being the Nine of Swords, is clarified by the Page of Swords. So, you may be getting influenced by negative thoughts due to the adaptability that you're needing to go through in the current situation or circumstance that you're in. Do your best to watch your communication while doing so, because you may be too focused on adapting yourself to the situation and not realizing what is coming out of your mouth or what you are communicating. Alright, watch your communication before you communicate what you're going to say. Now with the Three of Swords, the Three of Swords is clarified by the Page of Wands. So with the Page of Wands, this is you giving birth to a vision, and being dedicated to this vision, very passionate towards this vision that you're giving birth to, but it may involve necessary sacrifices in order to go after this vision that you've envisioned for yourself. Now with the King of Pentacles is clarified by the King of Pentacles. So this is just more you being in the energy of having everything that you want and need in your life in the current moment. Do your best to not let this energy make you selfish once again. Now, with that being said, let's move on to the Moonology Oracle cards to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. Alright? Now, but overall, you're very grounded during this time. So that's good. The reason I'm saying that is because you have two King of Pentacles here. But let's continue to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. So, your first card that you get is Full Moon in Capricorn. The end of a tough cycle approaches. So, know that as long as you adapt yourself and create higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings to counteract these negative thoughts that you're dealing with the Nine of Swords, as we see here, then you will making the necessary sacrifices that you need to make in order to go towards this vision that you're passionate about, that you're giving birth to. An end of a tough cycle will approach for you during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now with your next card from Mother Moon to you through me, it's Full Moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity. So release the negativity, alright? And don't feel so heartbroken about the necessary sacrifices that you need to make for this vision, because by you making these necessary sacrifices and going after this vision for yourself, you will be in a very prosperous energy in the future. So, like the card says, from Mother Moon to you to me, it's time to release negativity. Now, with your last but definitely not least card from Mother Moon to you to me is New Moon Eclipse. Expect powerful change. So as long as you do all of that, what I just talked about, expect powerful change moving forward. There's not much else to say about that, but expect the change to come, and know that you will by you making the right necessary sacrifices, that changes and tough cycles will come changes will happen, very powerfully so, and then tough cycles will end as well. Now, moving on to Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So Tauruses, you are sextile in this energy. So with that being said, you are having opportunities to add more emotions to your fixed earth energies. And with that being said, Taurus is fixed earth, being fixated on its own ways of thinking and being practical. And Taurus was born out of the second house of values and where you plant seeds. So, let me shuffle this deck 2 more times, and I'll draw your 3 cards, following up by clarifying them with the Waite Tarot deck, and then pull 3 cards out of the Moonology Oracle deck to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. Now, with your first card is the 3 of Cups. So with the 3 of Cups, this is saying, it's talking about celebratory, or however you ever say that, celebration, in the energy of celebrating. Or you have really good friends around you, or close ones that are good for you around you during this time in Mercury and Cancer, in the Mercury and Cancer transit. Alright? Do your best to understand this, or you're just reaching a place of success in your life during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now the next card that you get is the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles is talking about you going after what you want and desire in the material world by giving birth to a new goal, aspiration, or business, and being very dedicated to said goal, aspiration, or business in the material world during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now your third card, last but not least, is the Queen of Wands. So this is you staying in your independence and being very optimistic during this time. Okay? And with that being said, you being in this energy is a very attractive energy, but you also not caring about others' opinions or thoughts or feelings moving forward and going after what you want and desire during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now, with that being said, let's pull clarifying cards from the Waite Tarot deck, and then move on to the Moonology Oracle deck to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. So, the 3 of Cups is clarified by the 7 of Swords. So, even though you do have people around you, or you are in a place of celebration, you may be self-deceiving yourself, alright? Do your best to create higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings moving forward during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Don't let yourself self-deceive yourself during this time. Know and understand that there are people around you that are very good for you, or you are in a place or heading towards a place of success. Now with the Page of Pentacles, you get the Knight of Pentacles is clarifying the Page of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles is you taking a slow, steady approach, methodical and practical approach towards whatever you are working on as far as a goal, aspiration, or business, and moving very practically towards it. But you could also be moving slow due to the self-deception that you may be currently experiencing. Let yourself open up and continue to go after what you want and desire during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now with the Queen of Wands is clarified by the 4 of Swords. So, with you taking a rest and meditating, pondering about what it is that you want to do, you'll be more in the energies of being optimistic and going passionately towards what you want and desire during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Don't let this self-deception get to you. We all go through this, especially if you're starting something new, and those what-ifs come about. Don't kill that father, aka that forced light, aka that forced thought that you're giving birth to, and instead create higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings to alleviate the self-deception. Now, moving on to the Moonology Oracle deck, see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. So, your first card from Mother Moon to you through me is New Moon in Taurus. Prosperity lies ahead. So as long as you fight through this deception by creating higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings, and continue to go apologize, and to continue to go after what you want and desire in your life, you will reach a place of prosperity. Because like the card says, prosperity lies ahead. Now, with the second card from Mother Moon to you through me is New Moon Eclipse. Expect powerful change. So expect powerful change moving forward, especially if you continue to go after what you want and desire for your life, and not let this self-deception get to you. Expect powerful change to happen. Now, with the third card, last but not least, from Mother Moon to you through me is New Moon in Virgo. A time to give rather than take. So, it's a time to give rather than take. Don't take from others and don't take for yourself, or away from yourself, which self-deception can do that, but instead give to yourself and give to others during this Mercury in Cancer transit. Now, moving on to Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Mercury. So, with that being said, Gemini, you're seeing another side, more emotional side to the ways you are, to your mutable air energy. Right, so you could be a little scattered during this time, not sure which way to go due to the fact of you seeing another side and more emotional side to the ways you think and adapt in a mutable way and communicate in a mutable way as well. And with all that being said, Gemini is mutable air, being mutable and adaptable to your own and other people's ways of thinking and communicating. And also, Gemini is born out of the third house of familiarity and close ones and people that you consider family, as well as local surroundings. So, not close ones, that's fourth house, but people that you consider familiar. People and places and things that you consider familiar, mind you. But with that being said, let me shuffle this one more time. It's the Universal Celtic Tarot deck, and move on. I do feel like you guys are scattered during this time, so just be insightful of that. Understand when you need to alleviate the scatteredness by seeing, focusing on the more emotional side of how you think and communicate in an adaptable, immutable way to ride this transit more smoothly. So, with that being said, your first card is the Two of Pentacles. So like I said, you may be juggling and scattered on which way you want him to go. Do what's best for your highest good and the betterment of your well-being, especially if it doesn't seem like it is for your betterment of your well-being, your highest good. It is. Know that you are valued. I feel like I need to say that. But do what's best for you during this Mercury in Cancer transit. Now with the Three of Wands being your next card, this is a card of launching long-term plans during this Mercury in Cancer transit, but you may be juggling whether or not to launch these long-term plans, because the Two of Pentacles came up before, but know if it's best for your well-being and your highest good, to do so with courage and confidence. Now, your last but not least card for the Universal Celtic Tarot deck is the Six of Swords. So, with the Six of Swords, you are moving away from things that no longer serve you for the betterment of your well-being, your highest good. Alright? Don't move away from what is serving you for the betterment of your well-being, your highest good, but instead move away from what doesn't serve you during this time. Alright? To reach a greener land. We will clarify these cards so we can get more detail into what's going on with you. So, let's do so right now. Alright, so with the Two of Pentacles is clarified by the Five of Swords. So you may be feeling defeated about a situation, and this is why you are juggling. Just give me 1 second. This is why you are juggling, because you feel a sense of defeat. Alright? Don't let this sense of defeat get to you in order to stray you away from what is serving you for the betterment of your well-being and your highest good. Create higher perspectives about this defeat situation that you feel defeated in, and do what's best for you, and regardless of how the outcome looks. Now with the Three of Wands is clarified by the Ten of Cups. So by you launching these long-term plans and continuing to launch these long-term plans, you will reach a place of happiness and abundance in your life. Okay? That's why I felt to say that you need to move in confidence and strength, because you will be in a happy and abundant place as long as you continue to do what is best for you and launch these long-term plans that you have for yourself, whether that be goals, aspirations, or business in general. You'll reach a very happy and abundant place in the emotional realm by doing so. Now with the Six of Swords is clarified by the Death card. So this is Scorpio energy, so you could be dealing with the Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mars, or you may have Scorpio in your chart, and if so, these energies will be amplified during this time. Alright? So, with that being said, you are transforming anything and everything that no longer serves you for what no longer serves you for the betterment of your well-being and highest good, and transform the correct things. Don't transform yourself and lead yourself astray by not launching these long-term plans, because if you don't do so, you won't reach this place of happiness and abundance. Alright? Now, let's move on to the Moonology Oracle cards to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. Shuffle this one more time and pull the cards. So, with your first Moonology Oracle card from Mother Moon to you through me is New Moon in Scorpio. Walk through your fears. So, walk through this defeat sensation that you're feeling that's got you juggling, so that you can launch these long-term plans into the future for your happiness and abundance in the future, and transform anything and everything that does not serve you by walking through your fears during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now with the next card from Mother Moon to you through me is Mutable Moon. Nothing is yet set in stone. So know that nothing is yet set in stone during this time. Don't feel defeated, alright? Because nothing is yet set in stone. You never know what could happen tomorrow or in the next 5 minutes in general, alright? Nothing is yet set in stone, so continue to go after what you want and desire during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now your third card, and last but not least, is Full Moon. Surrender to the divine. So surrender to the divine. Forget this defeat sensation. Alright, don't feel defeated about anything. Keep doing what you're doing and transform this defeat sensation into positive thoughts and feelings and positive visions moving forward, so you can more easily surrender to the divine and do what's best for you during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now, moving on to Cancer. Moving on to Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So Cancers, you are going to be the example of what to do and what not to do when it comes to thinking and communicating. And Cancer is cardinal water, initiating and creating new ways of feeling the emotions. And Cancer itself, as an energy, was born out of the 4th house of home, family life, and whoever you are close to that you consider family, as well as privacy. Now, let's pull your 3 cards out and get your reading to you in an efficient way. Alright. Now, your first card is the Ace of Wands. So you are giving forth to a new vision during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Alright? Make sure this vision that you're giving forth to is for your betterment of your well-being and your highest good during this Mercury and Cancer transit that we are in the present moment. Now, with your next card being the Ace of Pentacles, this is a new material opportunity that you have been presented to in the material world. Take this opportunity and run with it. Okay, accept this opportunity into your life, especially if it's for the betterment of your well-being and your highest good. Now, the last but not least card that you get is the Judgment card, which is Scorpio energy. So you could be dealing with the Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mars, or you may have Scorpio in your chart. And if so, these energies would be amplified for you during this time. But in any case, you are rebirthing an idea, alright? And through this rebirth, I feel like it's stemming from this opportunity that you're getting from the material world, as well as this vision that you have given forth to for yourself during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now let's get to clarifying your cards with the Waite Tarot deck. And then we will end your reading, or your portion of the reading, off with the Moonology Oracle deck. So, that's probably why I said do what's best for your betterment, your well-being, your highest good. You get the Five of Swords clarified by the Ace of Wands. So you feel a sense of defeat during this time, right? Do your best to not let the feeling of sense of defeat just stray you away from this new vision that you have given birth to for yourself. All right. Accept what is done in order to move forward into this new vision that you have given birth to for yourself during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Don't let this defeat get to you. All right. Now, moving on to the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. So there is a very big opportunity for you in the material world. Alright? Do what's best for your well-being, your highest good. Take this opportunity. Alright? There is an opportunity that is being presented to you during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now with the Judgment card, the Judgment card is clarified by the Five of Cups. So even though you want to rebirth an idea, or goal, aspiration, or business, or whatever this rebirth process is, you may be in the energies of looking back, which is preventing you from fully rebirthing this idea for yourself. Excuse me. Very mucky in here, once again. But you just got to do what you got to do. With the Five of Cups, this is, again, you looking back to what you don't have in the present moment. Do your best to leave what's done as in the past in order to turn around, or turn this guy around, symbolically speaking, move away from what no longer serves you, so you are more efficiently able to rebirth this idea, goal, aspiration, or business that you've had for yourself. Now, moving on to the Moonology Oracle deck. To see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. So, your first card that you get is, from Mother Moon to you through me, is Full Moon Eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. So as long as you rebirth what it is that you feel called to rebirth, as far as a goal, aspiration, business, whatever this rebirth process is, and accept this opportunity in the material world, as well as continue to give birth and fire to this vision that you've envisioned for yourself, conclusions will be within reach. Alright? So with that being said, just know that your second card that you get from Mother Moon to you through me is New Moon in Capricorn. your hard work is paying off. So know that your hard work is paying off during this time, and don't worry about what's in the that you don't have that's in the past. Leave what it is that you don't have in the past, especially if it was meant to be, it would have been here in the present moment. So just turn around, or turn this guy around, symbolically speaking, and move forward towards what is best for your well-being and your higher self. And know that your hard work is paying off. Now your last but not least card that you get from Mother Moon to you through me is New Moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. So know that you and your loved ones are safe during this time, and that you have nothing to worry about. Don't feel defeated. Don't feel sad or upset with things that you don't have. Know that you and your loved ones are safe, and take this opportunity that's been presented to you and keep giving fire to this vision that you have forged for yourself. Okay? Now, alright, now moving on to Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and, well, just Sun, Moon, and Rising. So Leo, you are going to see the more emotional side to your fixed fire energies, and the way you see your fixated energies when it comes to seeing and feeling the emotions. And with that being said, Leo is fixed fire, being fixated on its own ways of seeing and feeling the emotions. And Leo was born out of the 5th house of expressions and whatever you are creatively working on. So, like I said, you're going to see another side, and the more emotional side to your fixed fire energies. Alright? Now, with that being said, I'm going to shuffle this deck, Universal Celtic Tarot deck, one more time, and then I'll put 3 cards out and clarify your cards with the Waite Tarot deck, and then end your portion of the reading off by pulling 3 cards out of the Moonology Oracle deck to end your reading off. So, let's get started. Alright, now, with your first card, you get the Knight of Pentacles. So, you are taking a slow, methodical, and practical approach to whatever it is that you're wanting and desiring to do for your life. During this Mercury and Cancer transit. Alright? Be practical, yes, but don't be too slow and not go anywhere. But be practical about what you are doing during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now, with the second card that you get is the Page of Wands. So you are giving birth to a new idea and being very passionate about this new idea or goal or aspiration that you're going towards for yourself, as well as learning along the way. Alright? So, keep doing what you're doing, especially if it's for the betterment of your well-being and your highest good during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now, with your last but not least card that you get from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck is the King of Wands. So with the King of Wands, this is talking about you being taking leadership over a vision that you've envisioned for yourself. Just don't drop the ball, especially if things don't seem to grow into fruition as quickly as you would like it to. Keep going after what it is that you want and desiring to do for you, especially if it's for the betterment of your well-being and your highest good. Alright? Keep going. Don't be impatient. Take your time, which is also talking about with the Knight of Pentacles, over this vision that you've envisioned for yourself while you're learning about this vision along the way. Alright? Now, let's clarify these cards for you moving forward to the Universal Celtic Tarot decks that you have for your portion of the reading. So the Knight of Pentacles is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune, which is Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, and Taurus energy. So you could be dealing with Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Saturn, a Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, which you are Leo, so of course, a Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mars. And if you aren't dealing with a sign, in your designs, then these signs might be in your chart somewhere, and if so, these energies will be amplified for you as well. But as an overall, you are rolling with the cycles. You're coming into new cycles, which may be the reason why, or which is the reason why you're taking a slow, methodical, and logical approach, or practical approach, towards what it is that you want and desiring to do for your life, right? Or with the changes moving forward. Now with the Page of Wands, the Page of Wands is clarified by the Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups can represent soulmate or twin flame energy. Not everybody is dealing with the soulmate or twin flame, but what I'm more in feeling the card that this is going towards is you co-creating with your higher self, right? You're listening to your higher self, dealing with this vision that you've given birth to for yourself, moving forward during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Keep listening to your higher self and doing what's best for your well-being and your highest good during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now with the King of Wands is clarified by the Four of Pentacles. So with the Four of Pentacles, this may be you holding too tightly onto things that you may be needing to let go of. Alright? Do your best to let go of what is that no longer serves you, so you can take leadership over this vision that you've envisioned for yourself moving forward during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Don't let this you seeing the other side, the more emotional side to your fixated energies, have you hold on to things that are no longer serving you too tightly. So, with that being said, moving on to the Moonology Oracle deck to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. Alright, so let's pull your 3 cards out. Alright, so your first card for Mother Moon to you through me is Fourth Quarter Moon. Your commitment is being tested. So understand that your commitment is being tested during this time. Roll with the changes. Keep listening to your higher self. And know that your commitment is being tested. Alright, this could be others testing your commitment on whatever it is that you're doing and creating by listening to your higher self. Or this could be the universe testing your commitment to see how dedicated you are with this vision that you've envisioned for yourself during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now, with the second card for Mother Moon to you through me is Fixed Moon. You'll hold your vision, alright? So hold your vision or whatever it is that you're working on and desiring to do for your life in order to move into a prosperous place in the future, alright? Hold this vision that you've envisioned for yourself, alright? The King of Wands being here and the Page of Wands being here, and war with the cycles that you're currently in the present moment during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now with your last card, but definitely not least, is New Moon in Libra. A new romantic cycle begins. So understand that as long as you keep doing what you're doing and going after what you want and desire for your life during this Mercury and Cancer transit, that a new romantic cycle will begin for you. So with that being said, moving on to Virgo. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Mercury. Give me 1 second. Put the cards up. Alright, so Virgo, you are sextiling this energy. So you're going to have opportunities to be more emotional towards your mutable energies, which Virgo is mutable earth, being mutable and adaptable to your own and other people's ways of thinking and being practical, as well as Virgo is born out of the 6th house of work, health, day-to-day routines, and scheduling. So, let me shuffle this deck one more time, and we will begin with your reading during this all signs portion of this whole reading. So, alright, so your first card that you get is the 8 of Wands. Alright, so with the 8 of Wands, This is you taking action and communicating about what you want and desire to do for your life during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Alright, keep taking action and moving forward towards what it is that you want and desiring to do for your life during this transit that we are in with Mercury and Cancer. Now with the Judgment card as your next card, this is Scorpio this is Scorpio energy, so you could be dealing with the Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mars, or you may have Scorpio in your chart. And if so, these energies will be amplified during this time for you. Alright, so with that being said, continue to give, well, this card is about rebirthing an idea or goal, aspiration, or business of some sort. Rebirth it, especially if it's for the betterment of your well-being and your highest good during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now your last card, but definitely not least, is the Ten of Pentacles. So this is you having everything that you want and need in the material world, and being in a very abundant place in the material world during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Don't let this energy stray you away for what it is that you want to do for the future. Now, moving on to the Waite Tarot deck to clarify your cards. And let me shuffle this one more time. And let's pull a card for each Universal Celtic Tarot deck cards from the Waite Tarot deck. So, the Eight of Wands is clarified by the Page of Swords. So you are learning how to adapt to your situation and circumstance that you are currently in, but you may need to be mindful of your communication before you communicate, alright? Because you do have opportunities to put more emotions towards your mutable energies when it comes to thinking and being practical in a mutable way. Alright? So watch your communication moving forward. Now with the Judgment card is clarified by the Magician card. So this is your energy, but with you rebirthing whatever this is, be it goal, aspiration, business, whatever it may be for you, you are manifesting during this time. You are in manifestation mode. Just understand that you are manifesting, moving forward during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now with the Ten of Pentacles is clarified by the Page of Wands. So with the Page of Wands, this is you being dedicated to a vision that you've given birth to for yourself while running along the way. And you will be easily able to be dedicated to this vision as well as go after this vision that you've given birth to by you being in a place of abundance and happiness in the material world. Now let's pull 3 cards out from the Moonology Oracle deck. See what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. So, your first card is Void Course of Moon. Nothing will come in this situation. So, if you're dealing with any type of fears, which can be what the Page of Swords can also represent, is you doing your best to adapt and not sure how to adapt, which will lead to immature communication as a possibility. Nothing will come in this situation. Continue to do what it is that you feel called to do during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now with the next card from Mother Moon to you through me is Blue Moon. Believe in the impossible. So understand that you need to believe in the impossible moving forward, and don't let yourself stray away by not being sure how to adapt to the more emotional, or these opportunities of being emotional with your mutable energies. Alright? Believe in the impossible during this time. Now with the last card, but definitely not least, you get it from Mother Moon to you through me is Full Moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity. So if there is any negativity that you are holding on to, release that negativity and create higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings moving forward during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now, moving on to Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Now Libra, you're going to be squaring this energy. So you're going to be learning how to put more emotions towards your initiative ways of thinking and feeling and communicating. And with that being said, Libra is cardinal air, initiating and creating new ways of thinking and communicating. And Libra was born out of the 7th house of relationships, partnerships, and whoever you're relating to. So, let me shuffle the Universal Celtic Tarot deck one more time, and then we will begin your reading. Alright, so your first card from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck is the Star card, which is Aquarius energy. So you could be dealing with Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Saturn, or you may have Aquarius in your chart, and if so, these energies will be amplified during this Mercury and Cancer transit, especially the last half. But in any case, you are focusing on healing yourself, alright? You focus on being optimistic or doing the best to be optimistic while healing yourself along the way. Understand that the healing process takes you understanding what role you played in to get into the position that you're healing from, and do what's best for your well-being, your highest good, moving forward during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now with the next card that you get from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck is the Queen of Wands. So even though you are healing, you are being very passionate and independent, as well as going after what you want and desire for your life, regardless of what people think or might feel about it. Alright, this is a very attractive energy. Alright, so keep doing what you're doing during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now with the last card from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck, but definitely not least, is the Five of Wands. So you may be dealing with some minor conflict. Alright? Do your best to not have this minor conflict get in the way, and keep and understand that it is just minor conflict. As you can see, the guy is training his dragon how to breathe fire, and the fire is blowing on the grass and not at him. So it's minor conflict that you're dealing with. It's best to create higher perspectives of positive thoughts and feelings moving forward during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now, let's move on to the Waite Tarot deck to clarify your 3 cards that you got for your portion of the reading. And we'll shuffle the Waite Tarot deck 2 more times, and then we'll get started with the clarification. Now with the Star card is clarified by the Page of Swords. So you're doing the best you can to adapt to the situation or circumstance that you are in at the current moment. But keep in mind that you may be a little bit immature with your communication during this time, because you are very focused on healing yourself presently. Alright? Watch out for your communication and learn how to put more emotions towards the way you initiate thinking and communicating as being a Libra during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now with the Queen of Wands is clarified by the Nine of Cups. So you are an emotional independent right now, which is just amplifying the independent energy of the Queen of Wands. So understand that this is a very good energy to be in, and keep doing what you are doing during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now with the Five of Wands is clarified by the Moon card. So this is Pisces energy. So you could be dealing with a Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Jupiter, or you may have Pisces in your chart as well. And if so, these energies would be amplified during this time with Mercury being in the sign of Cancer. But this is a card of following your intuition, and that's how you're going to solve this minor conflict that you're in, is by following your intuition and embracing the unknown, and not feeling or creating spheres of reality by agreeing with negative thoughts and feelings. Moving forward, create higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings about the unknown while we're all going through this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now, let's move on to the Moonology Oracle cards, or Oracle deck, to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. So, your first card that you get from Mother Moon to you through me is Fixed Moon. Hold your vision. So hold this vision that you have for yourself. Talking about the Queen of Wands, because she is going after a vision that she wants and desiring to do for her life. Hold this vision that you have with confidence and strength. Alright? Moving forward during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now your second card that you get from Mother Moon to you through me is Full Moon in Gemini. The answers you need are coming. So know that if you are dealing with fears of the unknown, which is what this minor conflict is about, know that the answers you need are coming, and do your best to adapt yourself in any way that you can to reach a more positive space during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now your last card, but definitely not least, from Mother Moon to you through me, is New Moon in Scorpio. Work through your fears. So fears, like I said, are just fears of reality created by agreeing with negative thoughts and feelings. So do your best to work through these fears, because you as a spirit being nothing, no shape, no form, is only agreeing with thoughts and feelings as they are influencing you. Do your best to push away the negative thoughts and feelings and work through these fields or spheres of reality during this Mercury and Cancer transit, and doing what's best for you, the betterment of your well-being and higher self moving forward. Now, moving on to Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Mars. So Scorpio, you are going to be trining this energy with Mercury being in Cancer. So with that being said, you're going to have a gift to initiate more emotions towards your fixated energies, dealing with you being fixated on your own emotions and feelings. And with that being said, Scorpio is fixed water, being fixated on its own emotions and feelings, and Scorpio was born out of the 8th house of secrets, occult, mysticism, and any energies that deal with behind closed doors energies. Now, pull your 3 cards out. So, your first card that you get is the Four of Pentacles. So you may be holding too tightly onto things that are no longer serving you during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Do your best to remove the blindfold and let go of whatever it is that you're holding too tightly on, in order to pick the flowers that you see on the bottom of this card. Symbolically speaking, to go after what it actually is serving you for the betterment of your well-being and your higher self moving forward. Now your next card that you get is the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles is talking about you planning and seeing how long you're wanting to do something, but you may be getting impatient because the things aren't growing into fruition as fast as you want them to grow. Alright, do your best to continue to move forward with whatever it is that you're wanting, desire to do for your life, moving forward, especially if it's for the betterment of your well-being and your highest good during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Remember, you have the gift to initiate more emotions towards your fixated water energy. Now your last card, but definitely not least, from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck is the Six of Pentacles. So what you put out, you're going to get equal give and take. You're going to get back equally. Alright? So it is a sense of equal give and take with whatever you are doing in the current moment. So keep giving, and you will receive just as much as you give during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now, moving on to clarifying these cards. So clarify these cards with the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. Starting with the Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles is clarified by the Nine of Cups. So by you remaining emotional independent, you will be able to easily release what no longer serves you and let go of what is no longer serving you during this Mercury and Cancer transit, by you staying in, you being in the energies of being emotionally independent. Alright? let go of whatever this is that's no longer serving you, so you can be in this emotional independent energy moving forward during the Mercury and Cancer transit. Now with the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles is clarified by the Moon card, which is Pisces energy. So you could be dealing with a Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Jupiter, or you could be have Pisces in your chart, and if so, these energies would be amplified for you during this time of Mercury transitioning the sign of Cancer. So with that being said, this is a card of listening to your intuition. So you need to listen to your intuition moving forward with whatever it is that you are planning for yourself, as well as embrace the unknown and not fear the unknown. Remember that fears are just spheres of reality, or understand that fears are spheres of reality by you agreeing with negative thoughts and feelings. Do your best to transmute these negative thoughts and feelings into positive thoughts and feelings and higher perspectives, dealing with this Mercury and Cancer transit that we are in, and what is best for the better of your well-being and your highest good moving forward. Now with the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles is clarified by the Chariot. So this is Cancer energy, so you could be dealing with the Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Sun, Moon, or Rising. But in any case, you are moving emotionally towards what you want and desire to do in your life. And while you're moving emotionally towards what you want and desire to do, and I feel like it's an equal, something that you're giving to the world, you will get equally back as what you put in during this time. So keep doing what you're doing for your well-being and your highest good during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now, moving on to the Moonology Oracle deck, or cards, to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. So, with your first card being for Mother Moon to you through me, it's Full Moon. Surrender to the divine. So I feel like this is talking about you letting go of whatever it is that no longer serves you, and surrendering to the divine and embracing the unknown moving forward, and not getting impatient of whatever it is that you are doing, so you can emotionally go towards whatever it is that you want and desiring to do for your life during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now, with the second card from Mother Moon to you through me is New Moon in Virgo. A time to give rather than take. So this is a time to give rather than take. And remember what I said with the Six of Pentacles. Understand that whatever it is that you put out into the world, you'll get back equally. So it is a time to give rather than take during this Mercury and Cancer transit. And we'll also that you are having the gift to initiate more emotions to your fixated energies, being fixated on your own emotions and feelings during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now with your last card, but definitely not least, for Mother Moon to you through me, is Full Moon in Cancer. A personal issue reaches resolution. So as long as you let go of whatever it is that you do not, that does not serve you, embrace the unknown without feeling the unknown, and keep listening to your intuition and moving emotionally towards what you want and desire to do for your life, you will reach you will have a personal issue reach resolution during this Mercury and Cancer transit, especially this last half. Now, with that being said, moving on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Jupiter. So Sagittarius, you are in conjuncting this energy. So with that being said, you're going to misunderstand how to initiate emotions when it comes to your mutable ways of seeing and feeling the emotions. And with that being said, Sagittarius is mutable fire, being mutable and adaptable to its own and other people's ways of feeling and seeing the emotions. And Sagittarius itself was born out of the 9th house of wisdom, higher knowledge, and long distance travel, whether that be externally or internally. Now, let's pull your 3 cards out and see what is going on with you for your portion of this reading. Now your first card that you get is the Wheel of Fortune, which is Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio energy. So you could be dealing with an Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Saturn, a Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, a Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mars. Or you may have these energies in your chart, and if you do, these energies will be amplified for you during this last half of Mercury in Cancer transit. Alright? But in any case, you are rolling with the changes and cycles in your life during this time. Don't feel the changes or have fears of reality by you agreeing with negative thoughts and feelings. Create higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings dealing with these changes and cycles that you're dealing with currently during this Mercury in Cancer transit. Now your second card is the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is about you being emotionally grounded. Understand that you had been through a lot, because the King of Cups doesn't become the King of Cups without having to endure hardships. Alright? So with that being said, you've had to endure a lot of hardships along the way. And with that being said, stay emotionally grounded during this Mercury in Cancer transit. Keep in mind that you are in conjuncting this, so you may misunderstand how to initiate emotions when it comes to your mutable energies and mutable fire energies. But your last card, but definitely not least, is the Knight of Pentacles. So with the Knight of Pentacles, this is talking about you moving logically and practically slowly towards what you want and desire for your life. Do your best to not be too slow and become stagnant, but take a practical approach towards whatever it is that you want and desiring to do for your life during this Mercury in Cancer transit. Now let's see what move on to the clarification cards for you using the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. So, the Wheel of Fortune is clarified by the Justice card. So Justice is Libra energy, so you could be dealing with the Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or you may be have Libra in your chart, and if so, these energies would be amplified for you as well. But in any case, this is a card about balance, moderation, and harmony. Create sense of balance dealing with these cycles and changes that you have going on for your life. Alright? Do your best to move forward in a more harmonious way with these cycles that you are currently dealing with. Now with the King of Cups is clarified by the Six of Cups. So with the Six of Cups, this is talking about you dealing with the past and having to be emotionally grounded when dealing with the past. Let go of the past and things that no longer serve you from the past, so you can stay emotionally grounded moving forward towards what you want and desire to do for your life during this Mercury in Cancer transit. Now with the Knight of Pentacles is clarified by the Ten of Swords. So like I said, and anything and everything that no longer serves you for the benefit of your well-being and your highest good, and be practical about it while doing so you can go after and embrace these cycles that you are in and go after what you want and desire for your life during this Mercury in Cancer transit. Now, let's move on to the Moonology Oracle deck to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. Alright, so your first card from Mother Moon to you through me is New Moon in Capricorn. Your hard work is paying off. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep working on what it is that you're working on. Keep embracing these cycles and changes that you have in your life and create harmony along the way and being emotionally stable while moving practically towards what you want and desire. And as long as you do so, your hard work will pay off during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now your second card for Mother Moon to you through me is Full Moon Eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. So know and understand that as long as you do what I just said, that conclusions will be within reach for you. Alright? Embrace this work that you are doing and whatever it is that is no longer serving you moving forward, and understand that conclusions are within reach during this Mercury and Cancer transit, and especially this last half of Mercury and Cancer transit. Now with your last card, but definitely not least, for Mother Moon to you through me, is New Moon in Aries. It's time to take action. So understand that it's time to take action. Yes, be practical about what you're doing, but don't just sit there and wait and think and think and think. Take action towards what it is that you want and desire to do for your life moving forward. Alright? During this Mercury and Cancer transit, especially this last half of Mercury and Cancer transit. Now, moving on to Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Saturn. So, Capricorn, you are going to be opposite this energy. So you may be opposite when dealing with initiating emotions, with thinking and communicating, with you being a Capricorn. Now, Capricorn is cardinal earth, initiating and creating new ways of thinking and being practical. And Capricorn is born out of the 10th house of business, status, and how you are seen as far as your status. Now, shuffle these cards one more time, and we will get to your portion of the reading. Now, your first card that you get for this Mercury and Cancer transit is the Hermit card, or last half Mercury Cancer transit. So the Hermit is Virgo energy. So this is, you could be dealing with a Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mercury, or you may have Virgo in your chart, and if so, these energies will be amplified for you as well during this time of Mercury transition in the sign of Cancer, especially this last half. But in any case, you're listening to your inner guidance and your higher self moving forward. Alright? Keep listening to your inner guidance and do what's best for your well-being and your highest good moving forward. Now your next card is the Sun card, which is Leo energy. So you could be dealing with a Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Sun, Moon, or Rising. Or you may have Leo in your chart, and if so, these energies will be amplified for you during this Mercury and Cancer transit. But in any case, you are in a very happy place during this time. Alright? You're listening, as long as you continue to listen to your guidance and your intuition and your higher self. Give me 1 second. Hey! Apologize about that. My dog is barking. But, like I said, you're in a very happy place during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Even though these are opposite energies, as long as you continue to listen to your intuition and your inner guidance. Now your last card, but definitely not least, is the Ten of Swords from the Universal Character Tarot deck. So you are ending anything and everything that no longer serves you indefinitely. Alright? Doing this will put you in a place of happiness during in your life, and just do what's best for you and your highest good and the betterment of your well-being during this last half of Mercury transitioning the sign of Cancer. Now, clarifying the Hermit is clarified by the King of Cups. So with the King of Cups, this is you staying emotionally grounded by listening to your intuition and your higher self. Alright? Stay emotionally grounded during this last half of Mercury transitioning the sign of Cancer, moving forward. And the King of Cups, one more thing, the King of Cups doesn't get to be the King of Cups without having to go through hardships. So, let's leave all those hardships in the past and continue to listen to your intuition and your guidance moving forward during this last half of Mercury transitioning the sign of Cancer. Now with the Sun card is clarified by the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles is talking about you may be feeling out in the cold, but even though you may be feeling out in the cold, you're not letting this affect you, because it is clarifying the Sun card. So you may feel alone, but you are very happy and abundant while feeling alone. So this kind of counteracts each other. Now with the Ten of Swords is clarified by the Lover's card. So this is Gemini energy. So you could be dealing with the Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mercury. Or you may have Gemini in your chart, and if so, these energies will be amplified for you during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Alright? So, with that being said, this is a card of soulmate energy. So you could be dealing with a soulmate. Not everybody is dealing with a soulmate, but you I feel like this is more pointing to co-creating with your higher self. Alright? Keep co-creating with your higher self moving forward during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Now, moving on to the Moonology Oracle deck to end your reading off, to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. Alright, so your first card from Mother Moon to you through me is Super Moon. Emotions are running hot. So, like I said, you are feeling like you are alone and left out in the cold, even though you are doing your best to be happy during this and co-create while ending everything and anything that no longer serves you. And just understand the emotions are running high. Do your best to create higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings, because emotions are running high, because you are opposite towards this Mercury and Cancer energy. Alright, so do your best with what you can moving forward, and understand that emotions are running high, and you can change these emotions at will, because you as a spirit are nothing, no shape, no form, only agreeing with thoughts and feelings. So agree with positive thoughts and feelings and not negative thoughts and feelings. Now, with your second card from Mother Moon to you through me is New Moon. A new start is coming. So understand that a new start is coming for you, and especially as long as you remain emotionally grounded, keep listening to your intuition and co-creating with your higher self, with whatever it is that you're creating and doing and wanting, desiring to do for your life during this last half of Mercury and Cancer. Now, understand that a new start is coming, regardless of how left out in the cold you are, because there is a sense of happiness in your life. Now, your last card from Mother Moon to you through me, but definitely not least, is Decimating Moon. Take time to breathe out. So, like the card says, take time to breathe out during this Mercury and Cancer transit. Take time to breathe out about how you feel left out in the cold, and do your best to stay emotionally grounded once again by listening to your intuition and following your listening to your higher self and your inner guidance during this last half of the Mercury transitioning the sign of Cancer. Now, moving on to Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Saturn's. In Aquarius, you're going to be in conjuncting this energy. Alright? So with that being said, okay, you may be a little scattered during this time as well, but not too bad, because the cards were all stuck together in a pretty orderly fashion, but you may be a little scattered or a little quick to go after things. So, with that being said, you are in conjuncting this energy, so you're going to misunderstand how to initiate emotions with your fixed air energies. With that being said, Aquarius is fixed air, being fixated on its own ways of thinking and communicating. So, and Aquarius was born out of the 11th house of associates and associations, and people, places, and things that you associate yourself with, as well as how you're seen in the public arena. Now, with your first card, being the Ten of Swords, this is you cutting off indefinitely anything and everything that no longer serves you for your highest good and the betterment of your well-being. Alright? And what it is, and keep that stuff in the past. Moving forward during this Mercury and Cancer transit, in this last half of Mercury transiting a sign of Cancer. Now your second card that you get is the King of Swords. So you may be being logical is good and analytical is good, but thinking too much can make you anxious or overthink situations as a whole. Let's try to balance out our thoughts and feelings moving forward so that we are not stuck up in our head moving forward during this last half of Mercury transition in a sign of Cancer, and so we can ride this, and so you can ride this transit more efficiently. Alright? I say we because I'm a Saturn in Aquarius. So, with that being said, let's do our best to balance our thoughts and feelings in an equal way, but continue to be analytical and logical while moving forward. And this could be the energy that you're in. By ending this and no longer serve you for your well-being, your highest good. Now, your third and last but not least card that you get from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck is the High Priestess. So, you are listening to your intuition and using the knowledge and wisdom that you've gained throughout your life, moving forward, and taking a step back and really paying attention to said intuition during this time. This is Taurus energy, by the way, so you could be dealing with a Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or you may have Taurus in your chart, and so these energies would be amplified during this time while Mercury is transitioning the last half of Cancer. Now, let's clarify with the Waite Tarot deck. See what's going on, any additional information that the tarot wants to give to you. So, the Ten of Swords is clarified by the Lover's card. So this is Gemini energy, so you could be dealing with the Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mercury, or you may have Gemini in your chart, and if so, these energies would be amplified for you during this last half of Mercury's transitioning the sign of Cancer. Alright? But in any case, by you ending whatever it is that you need to end indefinitely, that is no longer serving you, you will be able to listen to your higher self and co-create whatever it is that you're co-creating for yourself during this last half of Mercury transitioning the sign of Cancer. Or you could be dealing with a twin flame or soulmate during this time and co-creating with them. Not everybody's dealing with the twin flame or soulmate, but that's just a possibility. Now with the King of Swords is clarified by the Page of Wands. So with the Page of Wands, this is you giving birth to a new vision during this time and being very dedicated with this vision and running along the way. Just do your best to not be too much up in your head about it and balance out those thoughts and feelings in an equal way. But move forward with this vision that you have given birth to with your, for yourself, while learning about this vision along the way, moving forward during this last half of Mercury transitioning the sign of Cancer. Now with the High Priestess is clarified by the King of Pentacles. So with the King of Pentacles, clarifying the High Priestess, you have everything that you want and need in your life, but you can also be a little selfish because you're having everything that you want and need in your life. Just do your best to follow your intuition moving forward and know that you're in a good place. Just give and be fatherly like to others that deserve it. Moving forward with this last half of Mercury transitioning in the sign of Cancer. Now, let's pull 3 cards out of the Moonology Oracle deck to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. Now, your first card from Mother Moon to you through me is Cardinal Moon. Be bold and make the first move. So, like the card says, be bold, make the first move after what it is that you want and desire to do with your life, which is talking with the Page of Wands, as well as the Lover's card. and keep listening to intuition while doing so, and be bold and make the force move during this last half of Mercury transitioning the sign of Cancer. Now, your next card from Mother Moon to you through me is third portal moon. Adjustments are required. So know that adjustments are required, which is talking about the King of Swords. Do your best to not be too much in your head during this time, because you are in conjunction this energy with Mercury being in Cancer, and misunderstanding what emotions to initiate when it comes to your fixed air energies. And understand that adjustments are required during this time of Mercury transitioning the last half of Cancer. Now your last card, but definitely not least, from Mother Moon to you through me, is full moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. So understand that your dreams need a practical plan, and keep listening to intuition so you know what the practical plan is. But pre-practical with this vision that you're giving forth to for yourself and dedicated towards, co-creating with your higher self or with a close partner that's in your life. Alright? But yes, your dreams need a practical plan during this last half of Mercury transitioning the sign of Cancer. Now, moving on to the last sign, but definitely not least, Pisces. So, Pisces, you are going to be trining this energy. So, with that being said, you are going to have the gift to be more initiate emotionally more towards your mutable energies, dealing with your mutable water energies. And Pisces is mutable water, being mutable and adaptable to its own and other people's feelings and emotions. And Pisces was born out of the 12th house of the subconscious realm, dreams, illusions, fantasies, and creativity. So, with that being said, let's pull out your 3 cards. Now, your first card from the Universal Character Tarot deck is the Ace of Pentacles. So, you have an opportunity in the material world. If it's for the best betterment of your well-being, your highest good, take this opportunity and run with it during this last half of Mercury transitioning the sign of Cancer. Now, with your second card you get is the Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups is you being in a very happy and abundant place in the emotional realm. You're in a very good home, in a very happy place during this time. Alright? Or in this last half of Mercury transitioning the sign of Cancer. Now your next card from the Universal Character Tarot deck is the King of Wands. So with the King of Wands, this is you taking leadership over a vision that you've envisioned for yourself, but do not let this vision go based off of not seeing the fruits grow the way you as fast as you want them to, or grow into fruition as fast as you want them to. Alright, keep being the leadership over this vision that you've envisioned for yourself, moving forward during this last half of Mercury transitioning the sign of Cancer. Now, with the Ace of Pentacles is clarified by the Magician. So this is Virgo energy, so you could be dealing with a Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mercury, or you may have Virgo in your chart, and if you do, then these energies will be amplified during this time of Mercury transitioning the sign of Cancer. So, in the last half of Mercury transitioning the sign of Cancer. But in any case, you are manifesting through, accepting this opportunity. So, understand that you are manifesting during this time, so keep doing what you're doing during this last half of Mercury transitioning the sign of Cancer. Now with the Ten of Cups is clarified by the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is saying that you feel some sense of defeat by the situation or circumstance, but overall you are in a very happy and abundant place in the emotional realm. Just don't let this defeat get to you, okay? You may feel defeated, but move forward in a positive direction by creating positive thoughts and feelings and higher perspectives moving forward. because you are in a very happy and abundant place in the emotional realm. Alright? Don't let this defeat get to you once again during this last half of Mercury transits in the sign of Cancer. Now, with the King of Wands is clarified by the Devil card. So this is Capricorn energy, so you could be dealing with the Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Saturn, or you may have Capricorn in your chart, and if so, these energies will be amplified during this time. But in any case, this is you being in fear or spheres of reality by you agreeing with negative thoughts and feelings. Do your best to not agree with negative thoughts and feelings, but instead create positive thoughts and feelings and higher perspectives moving forward, dealing with this vision that you've envisioned for yourself. Alright? Don't let this fear or spheres of reality get to you during this last half of Mercury transitioning the sign of Cancer. Now let's move on to the Moonology Oracle deck to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. Now, your first card from Mother Moon to you through me is Third Quarter Moon. Adjustments are required. So, adjustments are required is pretty much talking about this Five of Swords and this Devil energy. Do your best to not accept fears or spheres of reality by you accepting negative thoughts and feelings, but instead combat them with positive thoughts and feelings moving forward, and don't let this sense of defeat get to you during this time, because you are in a place of happiness and abundance in the emotional realm moving forward, and understand that adjustments are required moving forward during this last half of Mercury transitioning the sign of Cancer. Now, with your second card being from Mother Moon to you through me, is Full Moon in Pisces. Balance spirituality and practicality. Spirituality is individuality, so balance your individuality with practicality moving forward. Alright? So you are able to manifest what you want and desire in your life by accepting this opportunity and being practical when it comes to this opportunity. Alright? Balance spirituality and practicality moving forward during this last half of Mercury transition in the sign of Cancer. Now, with this last card, but definitely not least, is Full Moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity. So, it's time to release this sense of defeat and this fear of you agreeing with negative thoughts and feelings, aka spheres of reality, by releasing negativity and creating higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings moving forward. No matter how hard or scary it may seem, good things are coming to you as long as you do so during this last half of Mercury transitioning the sign of Cancer. Now, with that being said, I hope this helped. I hope this brought any clarity or aided you in any way. Shout out to the whole Soul family. Shout out to Dolo the Pilot Man. Shout out to Rise Astrology, Lex Crystal Goddess. If you're looking for crystals and gems, right, as you can see, give me 1 second. If you're looking for crystals and gems, then go to IG and look up Lex Crystal Goddess or Sammy Sensation. Shout her out. Shout Esoteric Cloud Surfer out. Shout Anita's Flying High out. Shout out to the whole Soul family. Alright? And with that being said, I hope y'all have a good rest of this last half of Mercury transition in the sign of Cancer. And until next time, peace.